some pissed off flow soon. I'm fighting for my soul. God, get at you, boy. You trying to go God, fall back. I go hard.
You're listening to the best Metal-O-Mania.live.
You are listening to the home of metal, Metal-O-Mania.live. Powered by B Squared Inc. Entertainment.
And here comes your first customer.
I have made fire!
Because freedom's not free, that's why. Billy Bio to open up episode number 102.
Fuck yeah.
Welcome to Metal-O-Mania. You are here tonight with Scully and I am Wolfman Jack.
No, that's not your name.
Oh wait, the crypt. The crypt. I am the Wolfman Jack of metal. But welcome to episode number 102. We are so very happy to have you here to join us tonight for what's going to be a kick-ass show.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
We're excited to bring it for you. We got a pretty damn good one in store for everyone all over this little blue marble. And I'm gonna tell you right now, we started off with some Billy Bio, who you may know, Billy Grisetto. Billy Grisetti. I'm not good with names.
Sorry, guys.
But you know Billy. You know him from Biohazard. You know him from Power Flow. You know, he's had his hand in some hardcore stuff. He's even done some shit with the fucking Cypress Hill guys and all that. But
nice. Okay.
He just released this Feed the Fire release, man. It's got a little bit of that LA Tensed hardcore to it, and I dig it. I dig the release, and I hope you do too. Show him the love. Go over there and tweet the page and say, hey, man, glad to see you're still churning out the churnings. You know what I mean? Bad motherfucker.
Right. Keep it coming.
Keep it coming on my forehead. And I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight, man. We got a good show. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us last week. We did really well last week. I appreciate it. I know that's because we talked to Feelman, I'm assuming. Great band out of Russia. They were so much fun to talk to. Really enjoyed that. Maria is awesome. We are big ffans of them.
Appreciate the cat for setting all that up for us.
Right on. That's right. The cat is the cat. Metalheads and their cats, man. Something we talk about often on the show, but it continues to prove to be accurate. So send us in pictures of your cat. Go ahead. Post pictures of your metal cats on our Metal-O-Mania group tonight while we do the show. What do you think?
Love it, yeah.
So, what do you think tonight? Oh, yeah. By the way, tonight we're going to be talking to an Atomic Death Squad out of Australia.
Yes. Love them guys.
Yeah, we're doing some Australian top bands here lately.
There's
we
a
just
lot
talked to Triple Kill a few
right
weeks
now.
ago. Yeah. We're talking to Atomic Death Squad tonight. I believe Battlegrave, who is also from Australia. I think they're on our to-do list. We're going to be talking to them in the next few weeks as well. So, yeah, man, we're going down under quite often here on Metal-O-Mania. And that's not always just a euphemism for oral sex around here, apparently. We really do go down under for the metal. So, good stuff. So, also, we're going to have a kick-ass segment from old Kenny Finger tonight.
Of course.
We went and visited with Mr. Finger this weekend. Scully and I, if you follow us on Facebook, probably noticed our escapades at a wedding this past weekend.
We looked very fancy.
Well, you did. You looked fantastic.
You look
there.
great. What are you talking
look sexy.
about?
I look like a rumbling, tumbling bag of fucking dicks. But, hey, it is what it is. But it was fun. We had a good time. And while we were there, we just happened to be right in Kenny, our main man, Kenny Finger of Doom's backyard. So we went and literally went into his backyard, actually.
Yeah,
and
it was nice. I liked it.
Yeah. And I give a reach around. I'm a gentleman. And we hung out, and I got to see where he records all of his pieces from, and we're going to feature a kick-ass Finger of Doom tonight. Right. In fact, what has become one of my favorite Doom bands since we've been learning our Doom roots from Mr. Finger. I've really grown to love this band quite a bit, and the band, of course, is Castle. So, love them. Love them, love them. So, many reasons to hang out, many reasons to spend your hump day with us tonight, not the least of which is Scully. How are you tonight, Miss Scully?
I'm great, thanks.
Very, very happy you're here, of course. My partner in metal, love, and crime. So, good stuff.
You do the crime part. I have to do the cleanup part.
I know. It's what I do. It's what I do. I don't know how the chat board's doing
tonight. He just does it in my name, so yeah, that's right. I'm also
That's right. We'll tell the Anal Nightmare Teen story sometime on the show. What do you think?
No.
You don't think?
No.
Yeah, maybe later tonight.
Probably not.
If you're watching live on the chat board, let us know. Would you like to hear the Anal Teen Nightmare 2 story? Just let us know. If you do, we'll share it. We share our stories. But also, some things we'll definitely be sharing tonight, though, will also be, let's talk, I want to revisit some of the things we talked about last week a little bit. Talk a little bit about metalhead gifts for your metalhead.
Okay. Have you done a little more research?
Especially a little bit. Yes, I have.
You've added to your Christmas list, in other words?
I have. And, well, I tell you what, the headliner for a Christmas list is, it doesn't pay off till next year, but tickets on the Mega Cruise, man. Big time. That's an awesome gift for a metalhead right there. My leading choices so far are Mega Cruise tickets, which there you go. Fuck yeah. I mean, come on. You want to take a ride with, there's going to be a bunch of the Metal-O-Mania people there, and there's going to be the fucking, all those bands that are going to be, I mean, come on. You can't beat that. Take a cruise with Eddie. Eddie, damn, I just went Iron Maiden on you. Eddie in his iconic class. That's not Eddie. Take a cruise with us.
October 13th through 18th of 2019.
Too much pot smoke in the studio tonight. Oh, anyway.
Whatever.
No, yeah,
October 13th through 18th of 2019.
Very cool.
So,
there you go.
Less than a year away, really.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
I'm hoping to see many on there. I know that we got some of our buddies from Davidian are going to be there. We'll see those guys, man. So, let's go. Let's round it up. Let's get a big party together and go ahead and pick a Metal-O-Mania group. We'll bring T-shirts for everybody, man. It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. Let's do it. But again, we're talking to Atomic Death Squad later.
That's pretty much how things go at our house, guys. He just is like, oh, let's do it.
Let's do it.
That's as far as his participation level goes.
What else are you doing?
Right. A year from now, he'll be like, all right, it's time to go. Like,
let's do it.
Right. That's it.
It's endearing, right? That's why you love me. But also, we want to revisit and talk a little bit more about our greatest albums, our greatest releases of 2018 as we close the year and as we get near closing the book on this fucking year.
Yeah.
And it flew by.
Only a few weeks left.
I know. This year flew the fuck by, man.
It did.
It really
means
is crazy.
You're getting old.
I know.
That's what that means.
Oh, I know. Don't I know it. But you're keeping me young, love. That's what you do.
Thanks.
By making my gray hair pop out. Anyhow.
I think I'm going to give you a dick joke for that.
Let's play another song, and we will get back. We'll talk about our best albums of the year. We'll talk about some gifts and ideas over the coming year. We're going to talk about some news stories we know going on in the metal world tonight.
Okay.
And we'll get into all of it. We got a good full slate of things to dive into tonight. So it's going to be a good time.
All right.
Let's do the metal thing.
Did you say who we're about to play?
I'm about to right now.
Okay.
Let's do some Soulfly. Let's get back to Max. Let's get back to Max's new release. And this ritual release that Soulfly's put out, it's just fantastic. I think it's great. I know that many of you have talked kindly and highly about it on our Metal-O-Mania page, And we haven't played enough of it, to be honest with you, because we've been trying to play so many things and juggle so many things. So
to play, but
we're finally getting back to playing some of it. So let's play something else off of that besides the title track we played months ago. And let's play Dead Behind the Eyes from fucking Soulfly. Don't go nowhere. We got lots of metal for you to get through the hump here on Metal-O-Mania. Roses are red, violets are blue. People don't think it be like it be, but it do. Soulfly, a little bit of Ritual, fucking badass. New release from them dudes, man. What started as a side project for Max way back in '97. This started as a side project for Max to deal with the grief of losing a stepson. The whole Soulfly thing. And here we are. '97 was a couple of years ago, 21 years ago, and he's still doing the Soulfly thing. So kicks ass, man. Good stuff. In fact, I think it's Max's longest tenured band at this point, right? So much love, Max, and much love to Soulfly. I dig that shit, brother. Dug it, brother. But let's talk about it. Can we talk about it? What?
There's a lot of people on the board.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. You know, I have my phone here, to be honest with you, and I try to participate on the chat, but it's not right now. It's not very phone friendly, or for whatever reason. So, I don't have the. Yeah, I have to look for that.
Okay.
Anywho, welcome back to Metal-O-Mania. We're going to talk a little bit more tonight about all kinds of crazy things. I'm gonna tell you right now. I have got a couple responses.
On what?
They want to know about the Anal Teen Nightmare 2, babe.
Oh no.
They want to know what I'm talking about. And it's not that bad. It's just.
It's not me or anything.
Yeah, a couple years ago now, actually, and it's been quite a few years ago. I used to torrent the shit out of pornography. Yes, I did. Our cable at the time, our internet at the time, was of course in Scully's name, and she came home one day very, very upset. She had gotten a letter in the mail that we were being accused of. They were going to charge us, I think, $10,000 was their original. Like, you owe us $10,000 for downloading Anal Teen Nightmare 2.
That's true.
My favorite memory, and I know you're going to punch me. I'm glad you're on the other side of the room in his studio here, but my favorite part of this whole story is Scully coming home saying, I am not going to jail for Anal Teen Nightmare 2.
Can you imagine how that would go over when people found out?
Oh, dude, you'd be popular. I'm just saying.
Not in the right
You'd be popular. I'd be like, really? What are you here for again? But it was a big hoax, bullshit scam. The shit. Some lawyer had taken it upon himself to try to track down people who had. What's funny is I knew another guy at the time, another dude that I hung out with that he also torrented shit, right? So we would talk about things, right? About the torrented movies and how to torrent and all that. So I saw him. Teen Nightmare? Well, I saw him during that time frame, and I was like, dude, man, my lady got a thing in the mail, and he was like, dude, was it Anal Teen Nightmare 2? And sure enough, he had downloaded it also and gotten the same letter we had. And apparently some lawyer was just trying to like sue 10,000 people at once and sending you a threatening letter hoping that people would pay. And it ended up, of course, being nothing. But for a brief moment, I got to laugh hysterically as Scully was like, I'm not going to jail for Anal Teen Nightmare 2.
You are breaking the law. You're copyright violating.
Breaking the law. Breaking the law. Breaking the law. Hey, you don't know what it's like. Anyhow, scratchy.
Yeah,
what's up with their engineer? I just got a little scratchy in my voice there.
I don't know if they can hear that
engineer.
or that's just you.
Put on your engineer britches, would you? But you know what? I want to talk real quick. Put on my
britches, take off my britches. Like, what do you want me to do over here?
Put on your engineering britches and take off your other britches, and we can talk. But dude, so I'm looking through, of course, this crap that people post on our page and different things. I am hammered by metal news, which I like. You know what I mean? I think I finally taught my Facebook page to give me less politics and more metal. I don't see the politics shit the way either people post it less, or the algorithm has finally figured out I don't want to see it. But finally, when I get on Facebook, it's kind of luxurious these days, to be honest with you. As much as we bitch about Facebook, it is a nice ride through metal things at this point, and I dig that. And but one of the things, some of the things that people consider metal, or some of the stories that I find are a little goofballish. And I'm going right to Chris Jericho. That's right, Fozzy is not metal. I don't give a fuck. That dude's a douchebag. That dude is a former he's like a wrestler, right? Chris Jericho of Fozzy. I've said before, you know, probably 4 months into doing the show, I remember somebody had written into us and said that we only talk about bands that we like. Talk a little bit about somebody you don't like, rip somebody up. And I remember coming in that week and being like, what's the point of doing that? And then, of course, I said, all right, well, if you want it bad enough, I'll rip into a band, and that band was Fozzy, because it's just a joke. It's not a real thing, is it? I can't believe it. To me, I'm surprised people think it's a real thing. But the point being, apparently, the other night at one of his shows, one of his drug-riddled fans tried to charge onto his tour bus. And dude beat the fuck out of him. What the fuck? You're a former wrestler, dude. He's a big cut fucking, muscle-bound cocksucker. And you're going to beat up one of your own fans, man? Because he's what? Excited to see you? He's what? Fucking jacked up a little bit? Right. He's what? Happy? You know what I'm saying? What a douchebag thing to do, in my opinion. You know? You could have let him come on the bus.
You used the word charged onto the bus, so that does imply that
he was out of control.
Yeah.
And if that's true, and it very well could be, I've seen many of jackasses jacked up on some things that are out of control. And I can see you not wanting to let him on your bus. Maybe you're worried he's going to fuck some shit up. Maybe you're worried he's a piece of shit. Maybe whatever, for whatever reason. But you don't beat him up, do you? I mean, do you beat him up? Is that what you do?
No.
Or does that make you a badass to beat up one of your own fucking fans? A wrestler, dude, you know?
Probably not smart.
You're a ball licker. I don't know. You know what's funny is, if I liked the band, I would be telling the same story going, dude, isn't that badass? He fucked that dude up. Fuck that guy. But since I can't stand Fozzy, my take on it is totally... And that, honestly, I'm pointing out this hypocrisy about myself.
Just so you're honest about...
because we all need to... We're all hypocritical in that way, man. We really are. We're all inbred with a certain... We all have a certain prejudice or like to somebody or dislike to somebody else that feeds the way we take in information. You know what I mean? Had someone said, King Diamond, fucking somebody tries to charge onto his bus and King Diamond whooped his ass to keep him off the bus. For one, I'd be like, King Diamond's getting up there in years, so kudos to you for that, motherfucker. Right. But for two, I'd be like, isn't King Diamond a bad motherfucker?
Well, maybe that's the difference, because one, he's old at this point. Well, and then two,
older,
he's not...
Let's go with.
All right, sorry. But, wrestler obviously is... been kicking people's ass for a career for, years.
Fictionally, but okay, right. I understand.
But they're still athletic and still have to,
I'll give you that, right.
Get bruises and shit and all that. And, they take some beatings still.
Fake razor blade cuts on their foreheads and shit, right on.
I wasn't, to that extreme, but you know what I'm saying.
But yeah, I mean, I agree. But I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. It may not.
Or is it just that you like one and you don't like one?
That's what I wonder.
Okay.
That is the question I pose to you all out there, actually, is what is the line there? Where it exactly...
Because that is exactly how we view the world, for sure.
Right, exactly right.
In all things.
That is the inborn problem with humanity overall. It's the reason we'll never get along. It's the reason we'll all never see eye to eye. There will never be an understanding. There will never be a true compromise amongst different sides of two, fighting forces for the most part, because we all have that down low base level prejudice. It's a prejudice, one way or another. Whether you've done your homework on it or not, you have a pre-installed feeling on something. I think Fozzy sucks. I think Chris Jericho's a fucking dickwad. So any story I hear about him doing it, somebody could probably tell me a story he was like feeding puppies, and I'd be like, did they check and make sure it wasn't fuck that guy? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't really know. Whereas again, somebody who I like,
All right, well, think of an example. Can you think of somebody you do not like where you've given them the benefit of the doubt?
Yeah, I mean, we told the Stephen Piercy story a couple weeks ago from Rat, who did that. The video was going around viral of him clearly fucked up off his mind at the show, where he was falling around the drum set and just out of his mind. I made excuses for him on the show. I'm a fan. I like Stephen Piercy. Of all that, I don't like the hair metal stuff, as many of you know if you watch the show, but of all of them, Rat was one of what I thought was the upper echelon of it. You know what I mean? They had solid songs with good guitarists and shit, them and Doc in maybe, and there was a couple of, that were worthwhile in the genre, but I defended Stephen Piercy as, man, he was fucked up. So what? He's probably put on 1 million shows where he wasn't fucked up, and he was awesome. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, you're allowed to get fucked up.
Right.
Where had that same story been Fozzy, I'd have been like, see? What a fucking douchebag.
Right.
Look at this. Phoning it in douchebag.
Right.
But then again, I mean, there are mitigating circumstances.
I got a great one.
Oh, okay. I'm listening.
You reluctantly feel sorry for the dude from Nickelback when he gets hit in the head with the fucking rock.
I hate that video. It makes me feel bad for Nickelback. I hate that. I feel bad.
Perfect example of the conversation we're having, though, I think.
Well, but see,
because while you don't like him, you still are,
Yeah, that one does cross the boundary for me, honestly. That one.
You're not like, haha, yeah, fuck him.
No, I think that was an asshole thing to fucking do, to throw a rock at that guy. What a fucking. Fuck Nickelback. I don't like their music. I think they suck. To me, the whole thing is one continual song. Everything I've heard from him is the same song to me, and it's just how I feel about Nickelback. But to throw a rock at dude while he's on stage, what is he doing besides trying to play music for you, man?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if your biggest crime is you've made music for people that I don't like, okay, whatever. Fuck me, though. You know what I mean? Other people do.
So take that same thought process.
Okay.
To a guy that's just super excited.
And running on the bus, yeah,
his superstar, live in person, and
now, if you're throwing a rock, you're a dick. If you're running on a bus, you might be just a fan. You might just be excited. You might be fucked up on something and a little overzealous, but you're just a fan. You know what I mean? You're trying to show. That's not disrespect. Honestly, I can't stand Fozzy and I can't stand Chris Jericho. But for the record, if they're doing a show and somebody threw a rock and hit Chris Jericho in the face. No, that's bullshit.
You wouldn't be down with that?
No, I'm not cool with that.
Okay.
I don't think that's cool.
I gotcha.
Fuck that. We're talking music. We're talking music at the end of the day. I love it, and it's my heartbeat, and it's my soul. It's the reason we do the show. It's the soundtrack to our lives. It's very important. But at the end of the day, it's music, man. You know what I mean? It's music that somebody else made. You can like it. You can dislike it. Whatever. You're free to do that,
Right.
But you don't get to fuck somebody up because you don't like it. That's not right. That ain't how that works. That ain't how that works. All right, let's drastically change gears and play a song. Let's play a masturbator song. Will you play the song off of this release?
Did you dislike Ron in the beginning, and now you like Ron? He says Grip hated me. We good now?
Oh well, that's because he kept touching my ding-a-ling. No,
you don't dislike people.
No, I've always loved Ron. Ron B. I've always loved Ron.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
No. I've always loved Ron since day one. Ron's been my brother. Ron's got a Metal-O-Mania gear to sport. Even we have much love for Ron. And for those of you who do not know who I'm talking about, Ronnie B, who is responsible for our opening theme
I was going to say,
jam. Right. And special shout outs, of course, to Mike Bozer, who was responsible for our closing theme jam. So much love to all you out there. And you know what? I'm going to give you some masturbator right now because that's how much I love you like that. I've told you about this band a couple weeks ago, man. There's a new release. They had an EP out in 2015, which I thought was really cool. They're from Belgium. This is the second song we're going to play off of their fucking debut.
Oh, drink up.
Drink up. If you're playing the drinking game, get your drink going. Their album is called Mobtown, and let's play off of a Definition of Crossover right here, right now on Metal-O-Mania. Don't go nowhere.
All right.
Oh. What? And there's a band named after me, actually. That was my nickname back in high school after that one time no, I'm kidding, of course. But a little bit of masturbator for you, man, off of their brand new release, Mobtown. That is our second song we played off of that, and it is killer. I love that album. I really do. I love it. It's very direct. It's very straightforward. It's like AC/DC of fucking crossover feel to it, and I fucking dig it, man. Much love to you cats, and pick up your copy of Mobtown. And go over to their page and show them the love.
Ron says, Ryan Taylor is everywhere, even in Masturbator's pick montage.
Probably. And shouldn't we all be? I mean, shit. I have my own Masturbator pick montage, and you're prominently featured in
that's
this, Kelly.
That's something different, yeah. That's not what we're talking about here, though.
Thing? Okay. All right, I'll put that away.
That better be password protected.
It is not. I have shared it more times. Okay. Everybody on B-Chan knows what you look like naked. Anyway, but anyhow, what's up, gang?
What?
No, all right. You know what? I just was. We're so fucked up. First of all, can I just start with that? We're all fucked up. Metalheads, all everybody, non-metalheads, just people. We're just fucked up.
All right.
And
I always get nervous when he leads in with these like. Oh,
well, no, I like fucked up things.
Okay.
I like fucked up. This is a good thing. It's a good fucked up.
Okay. All right.
Because I think the new Steel Panther video they posted, their little take on the Brokeback Mountain thing. Timely, first of all. Brokeback Mountain was only, 10 years ago?
12, I was going to say.
Right.
Yeah.
But aside from that, hilarious. I love them fucking guys, man. They're fucking hilarious to me. I love them. We don't play them on this show. That's not quite right. But when we get Gonzo back on the air, I promise you that he will be playing you some Steel Panther. He loves them dudes.
Oh, yeah.
I have gone to see them a few times with Gonzo, and we have fun. But, yeah, I highly recommend. Don't do it now because you're on the show watching us. But later, go to YouTube and check out the new Steel Panther video. Their take on the Brokeback Mountain thing is pretty damn hilarious, if you ask me.
Stuff.
I like them. I like them dudes. I think they're funny. And they're hell of a, I know people that are in my friend zone, in my friend circle, that consider them a joke act and, blah, blah, blah. And I get it, they're a gimmicky band. But they are fucking bad. I mean, they're great musicians, man. They're not just, throwing together a Weird Al Yankovic act of metal. I mean, they do it. Their solos are badass. They're,
right. They rock it. Yeah. Do
yourself a favor, lighten up, and enjoy Steel Panther. You'll have a happier life if you do, I promise.
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't think most metalheads are bitching about it. It's other people that...
Well, no, I know metalheads that are like, oh, they're a gimmick, man.
Really?
They're not real metal, dude. They're not metal.
So they've probably not given it a chance, is what you're... Okay.
Well, they're writing songs about eating pussy. So
I mean, it's funny.
If your forte is, hell and death and blah, 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 they don't want to hear your pussy eating songs.
That's true. That's true. You're looking for growling. You're not looking for,
It's, I mean, again, it would fall under the hair genre to this day, Steel Panther.
Yeah.
It's a modern installment of it, but it's certainly a hair genre product, of which a lot of metalheads don't like. Just on, face value of that. I know people that fucking wanted to get their hands on the dudes and poison back in the day to choke them all to death. So, little violent in your reaction. Like we were just saying about the fucking Nickelback guy, man. Relax. You don't need, just don't listen.
Don't need to hurt anybody.
Just don't listen. But on the Slayer front, a band that is badass and we'll talk about, I'm sure many of you are aware or have heard, but Gary Holtz has left the... closing the final Slayer tour to be with his father, who was dying, unfortunately, and we have much respect for you, sir. Our thoughts are with the Holt family. That's an awful thing, as I personally know, having gone through it very, very recently myself. That's a terrible, terrible time. And much love to the Holt family. Stepping in for him will be, I just goddamn it, from Well, I will sign that for you guys. I wrote it down. Oh, here we go. Ex-Machine Head. Oh, Phil Demmel. Yeah, Phil Demmel from Ex-Machine Head will be filling in. Who I like his quote. He said, I'm filling in for a legend who is filling in for a legend who is filling in on a legendary band's final tour. So that's quite a gig to pick up for,
I
for
know.
a little bit.
Some awful big shoes to fill.
Indeed. And our hope, of course, as metalheads, is that when Holt does return to the scene, that he'll be jumping on top of a new Exodus product, right? Because I know we could all use one of those. Shout out to Aubrey, who I know is a big Exodus freak like I am, and we're looking forward to more Exodus. So, there you go. That is unfortunate, though. We do feel for Gary and his family. So, what's up with you, Scully?
I'm just baking over here.
It is about 1,000 degrees in here.
Yeah.
It is crazy, man. I don't understand it.
But it's cool.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that. We'll get into our own studio soon, and we'll talk. Yeah. I'm not even talking about that anymore until we're already there. The next time I bring up what studio we're in, it's going to be like, check it out, we're in the new digs. But until then, I'm not talking about it anymore.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so let's go to Italy. Let's go to Italy instead. And this is one where, if you pay attention to the crypt, you know I'm a big fan of this band. They're from Italy. They're called Razgate. This will be our second song we played off of their new release. And if you were around way back in the beginning of Metal-O-Mania was when their debut full length came out. And we played the shit out of that too because
I think you should still drink.
I should still, yeah, you should still drink because I said debut. Their debut, right, yeah. Their older one was a debut we played on the show, so that should be a drink. I agree. And it's Wednesday. What else are you going to do, right? And I'm telling you, as much as we liked the first album, I do believe that Welcome to Mass Hysteria, Their new release is even better. I hope you guys dig it. It's a kick-ass sophomore release. You know, and I'm always impressed by kick-ass sophomore releases because if you think about it, you have your whole life to write your debut. Drink. But you only got a few months to write the sophomore. You know what I mean? So it's quite a tall order. And when you kick out...
And there's expectation.
Yeah, right. Far raised expectations. Mm-hmm. So when you kick out a kick-ass sophomore release, it always raises my eyebrows to, wow, okay. These motherfuckers brought the chops to the party. So Razgate certainly qualifies. This release certainly qualifies. And you're going to dig a piece of it right now. The agony is fucking real. Off of Welcome to Mass Hysteria. Don't go nowhere. We got some great things still in store for you tonight here on Metal-O-Mania. The Italians' thrash game is on point, sister. They are not fucking around. They got a killer thrashing going on in Italy. I'm telling you, man. Some of the, the Kings Will Fall, who I love. I know that their singer left, and hopefully they're revamping right now. But man, I just love that fucking Kings Will Fall release, Thrash Force 1. I love what they're doing in Italy, man. Got a killer scene going on, and that, of course, is Razgate. Killer. Welcome to Mass Hysteria. Go to their Facebook page and show them the love. Killer stuff. So. Yeah, and I was thinking about that. Well, it's further away than I thought. I was hoping the Olympics was a little closer, because wouldn't it be cool? Next time the Olympics come, we're going to set up an Olympics. We're going to have a Metal-Olympics. We're going to, have bands charging in from all the different places, and we're going to vote on some round-by-round stuff. It's going to be fun. So I, for some reason, thought it was 2018, but we just had a Winter Olympics. So
yeah,
we missed our chance. But anyhow, go to Razgate's page and show them the love. I'm going to talk about something you haven't heard in a long time.
I feel like that was very sarcastic, but go ahead.
Blowjobs. No, I'm kidding. MTV. I'm going to talk about MTV.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a little blast from the past for you. Right.
Okay.
At one time, believe it or not, I know this is going to be impossible for a lot of our younger viewers and listeners to believe, but at one time MTV was very, very cool. And and they played cool music, and they played metal, and they had Headbangers Ball, which was one of my favorite metal things ever. Even, I enjoyed the fuck out of Headbangers Ball. They had great metal videos every week. It was good times. But I read, finally, something MTV related that I'm excited about.
Okay.
Because, let's be honest, they've turned into the shitball, ridiculous, dumbass network of...
Like reality
I'm 12 and pregnant and
fucking,
I suck dick for a fucking Volkswagen or whatever the fuck their stupid reality shows are. But now they're going to try to bring back the celebrity death match, it sounds like. I was a big fan of the celebrity death match. Did you dig that at all? The claymation fucking fights thing?
It wasn't something that I watched, like I went out to watch or anything, but if it was on and, I was sitting in front of it, it would make me laugh.
What a great baked show. You know, that was that's an all-time great stoner show.
But how long can that really go on? I mean,
well, it didn't. It discontinued.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and they're bringing it back. Like,
I hope.
I guess they have a whole new round of characters and people that they could tackle now. So
yeah, fuck yeah. There's going to be a Trump versus Hillary, even though it's too late for that. There's going to be one. There's some you can almost predict already.
Right.
But it'll be fun. I enjoyed the show. I'm looking forward to coming back. They did have Beavis and Butthead at one time. I will forever be a fan of Beavis. I loved Beavis and Butthead. That show was fantastic. I loved it. I loved their videos. Even when they tried to they released like a thing at one point, which was like the cartoon itself. There was a bunch of the cartoons itself. They're a little in between the talking about the video parts, which those were fine and those were funny. But to enjoy the Beavis and Butthead stuff, you had to do the videos. You had to do them talking about the videos. They were the Mystery Science 3000 for videos. You know what I'm saying? They watched the videos and made cracks and jokes and talked shit during the videos about the videos. You know what I mean? It was fun. It was funny.
You just use the word videos like.
Can I say video again?
I know. I bet you can.
But I'm saying, even the stuff I've seen later that they've tried to revamp the Beavis and Butthead thing, they're missing the element that made it awesome. I enjoyed the little 5-minute cartoons or whatever with the neighbors and all that shit. But what made the show great was making fun of the fucking song stuff and all that. But I don't know. So bring back Beavis and Butthead. I think they did bring it back for like a season a few years ago. I think they had another season or two of Beavis and Butthead, but must not have done that well because I don't remember hearing much about it.
All right.
But there was a time when I loved Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
You know, everybody in the world did a, you know.
I am the great Cornholio. I remember that phase, unfortunately.
Running around. I think for a while even, when the kids were running around, I'm the great Cornholio. Okay. But anyway, has anybody brought any great new ideas to the gift idea thing? What do you buy a gift head? What do you buy a metalhead for Christmas? Specifically a metalhead. I don't want to hear, you know, non-metal related items. What do you buy a metalhead for Christmas? What a great thing. I know Bandcamp gift cards are fantastic. Yeah. We highly recommend that. CDs from bands that are local and or wherever the fuck they're, you know, metal, always good. Metal, you know, music itself.
Yeah.
Always a good idea. Right. Merch, always a good idea.
Shirts, yeah.
T-shirts, fucking, man. Jerk it tubes. Don't forget that. Gets you a jerk it tube and put it on your wrist. And, what you know, there's lots of cool stuff like that. But again, the big one we're pushing for is the Mega Cruise. Let's all go on the Mega Cruise together. Don't you think that'll be fun?
Play it again? Or no?
Yeah, run that one more time. Let's salivate. Let's get everyone salivating at the idea of going on the Mega Cruise.
Oh, right? Shit. I forgot to turn the volume up.
Up and away, 10 minutes too late.
So, yep, look at all them bands.
Right, Overkill, man. Overkill, brand new album coming out in February.
That's killer.
I know, they do not fuck around.
I'm excited about that.
Me too. Okay, so I got something cool up next for everybody. We have talked about our love of Australia. We've talked about our love of Italy earlier, but man, we certainly have a thing going on with Australia these days too. It does seem weird that we kind of fall into these pockets. It seems, you know, we kind of get a grouping going. I swear we spent a month in Louisiana right here in the United States for a while back where we just talked to bands. It seemed like every week there was a new band from Louisiana we were talking to. It does, you know, right?
Yeah.
And we've been hit with an Italian wave. We've been hit with, you know, a couple of waves here and there, but we are definitely having an Australian wave again. And I'm taking it, man. I fully recommend it. Yeah, tidal wave of Aussies from down under. And
that's a good one. Kenny says, gift certificate to a music store for musicians in your life.
Oh,
gear is
never
expensive.
No shit, man. Mm-hmm. Everybody needs strings and sticks and pedals and fucking wiring and, you know, upgrades on this, that, and the other. That's worth its weight in gold. Much love, Kenny. Much love, sir. Mm-hmm. So let's go to Aussie.
Sorry,
let's go down on
right in there on that.
No. We're gonna go do our interview with the guys from Atomic Death Squad. They got a brand new album called Brain Dead, which it may or may not have been named after me. There's much speculation.
Well, they didn't know you yet.
It's open to interpretation, certainly. But we're gonna play their song "Ghoul." But before that, we're gonna talk to motherfucking Dawson, the band. And I appreciate your time, brother. Very kick-ass band, very kick-ass release. They are, I'm not going to describe anything. I'm going to let them do it. Let's check it out. Okay. A little bit of fucking sit down with our buddies, our pals, and hopefully yours too. Atomic Death Squad.
All right, Metal-O-Maniacs out there, we got something special for everyone tonight, because right out of Australia, we're being joined on the line by the fellas from Atomic Death Squad, who have...
Fucking Atomic Death Squad, huh? What?
Nice. Yeah.
I gotta tell you right now, I gotta take my hats off to not only myself, but also myself, because I not only put together these kick-ass playlists for you guys every week, but I also fucking say there's these certain bands we need to talk to. And man, I gotta fucking, if I was a baseball player, I'm just saying I'd have a pretty good batting average, because we give good band.
Yeah.
Fucking Atomic Death Squad, man. Awesome. Really enjoyed talking to my man Doss from the band. Enjoyed the fuck out of it. Great band. Great. I'm not bullshitting you out there. This is a great release. It's just top shelf stuff, man. If you like some crossover in your fucking meat chops, pick up your copy of Brain Dead. Fully endorsed by the Metal-O-Mania staff and crew. And especially yours truly, The Crypt, because I love it. The Wolfman Jack of Metal says, get your metal on. Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. I've had several people tell me recently of the older sect of our followers that I got a semi-Wolfman Jack sound of voice, so I'm just going to own it.
Is that what's going on
I'm
now?
the Wolfman Jack of metal, I guess. You know what I mean? Do you remember Wolfman Jack at all,
No.
Shelley? No? Wow. All right. Well, I'm old.
Just going to go with it. I don't know.
I'm old, but it's Wolfman Jack here. We bring it in. He used to play, he had a radio show for years where he played, classic rock, basically. A lot of classic rock stuff, Led Zeppelin, Rush, and all that kind of thing. And he was cool, awesome guy, had a good sense of humor. But he had a very deep and this Wolfman Jack, I probably can't even do it. I can't even do it good enough.
But every time you talk in his voice, you talk stuff. Like that. So.
Much love. I don't believe he's with us any longer, so
Dying
rest in peace, motherfucking warrior. Anyhow, but speaking of great interview, Ronnie B, who is on the board, I believe, right now, if I'm not mistaken, right? Ronnie B with us tonight?
Yeah.
Ronnie B, much love, first of all. Never hated him, He just wouldn't stop trying to touch my balls inappropriately. I just like to be, a little bit of food first. That's all. Feed me, then we'll talk. But what I'm saying is, Ronnie B is responsible for our opening theme song, which we love him for. And he's also, starting next week, he's on assignment. Oh. He's a special correspondent for Metal-O-Mania.
Oh, shit.
Yes, indeed. So he
got a job to do now.
Yes, indeed. He is going to interview Mr. Ryan Taylor of
Very cool.
Condition. I'm sorry, from Atomic, which is the most recent and pressing release. Because I'm telling you right now, we were talking earlier, and which we'll come back to in a minute ago, the best releases of 2018, that Atomic released Fallout. Oh yeah, it's there.
Nice.
And but he's going to talk to him. Ryan Taylor, who I was unsuccessful in getting an interview with. I was told at one point his phone wouldn't call me, so I'm not real sure even what that means, to be honest with you. But whatever I did to your phone, brother, I'm totally sorry. Sometimes I send out random dick pics.
You offend people with,
apparently,
just being
maybe
you.
If I had to guess, I would blame Kurt. Honestly,
No, you're
Kurt
just
probably
passing
did it.
the buck.
Yeah, Kurt probably did it. Kurt sent several dick pics out
That's so funny.
in my name, and now people's phones. They don't like me, I guess. That's the only thing I can think of. But Ron has solved the phone liking problem and is going to sit down with Ryan Taylor and we're going to talk.
Okay. He's going to do it in person.
Yeah, he's talking to him. Well, I think they're doing video chat.
Okay.
So, yeah,
But either way,
it's going to be good stuff.
All right, cool.
And I believe Ron's on the board, so he's probably even chiming in, telling him we're looking forward to seeing what he's got for us.
Well, Chewbacca
and
Josh
we appreciate
said hi.
it. Much love to Mr. Chewbacca Jim.
And Charlie said hi to
Charlie Z. Much love to
Chewbacca.
Charlie Z and the Militants.
Yeah.
Much
Kenny
love,
knew
much
who
love,
your
brother.
reference to the Wolfman was.
Yeah, see, Kenny's old like me.
Oh, I wasn't going to say that.
Well,
he just is
Wolfman Jack coming at
knowledgeable
you live. We're going to bring you a little bit of that. What that
such
means,
topics.
you're going to bring your motherfucking house down and kill your parents.
Whoa,
I mean, what?
that went wow.
But before moving on too far, though, do go and give Atomic Death Squad the love. Give them the like. Give them the that all-important click on their Facebook page and tell them the Scully and the Fat Man.
As always, on our Metal-O-Mania Facebook page, you will find a picture group,
the title page. The title page for all the songs that we're playing tonight.
Group of them.
Yep.
One for every single song that's
and
played.
And it has the page for the bands
right
that we're featuring. Yep, make it nice and easy
so
for you.
So easy. You don't even have to go all the way there. You could just hover over it and hit like.
We
suggest you go there and check it out and actually
the band pages.
Get involved and see what's happening.
You can be completely devoid of brain tissue and still pull off liking bands. We make it that easy for you. So, you know what I mean? There's no excuse not to. And we should be. You should be loving these bands.
And once you like them, you'll get updates when things happen.
Yeah, right.
So it's worth it.
And you're just a fool if you don't want updates on what the fuck Maria Filament and the gang are doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Show them the love. Show them the love. It costs you nothing. Okay. So where are we? Where are we in the show now?
I think we're on Battlegrave.
I think we want to off from Australia right back to Australia, right?
I think that
Battlegrave is a band I want to talk to because
you have to get a flight back whenever you can.
Yes.
But you stay there while you can.
Stay there and save the ducats.
Yeah.
Save the ducats by the buckets. Battlegrave, man. I'm telling you right now, I want to talk to these guys because this release of theirs, Relics of a Dead Earth, phenomenal. In fact, at one point, I was new to these guys. This is a debut. This is a debut release, so kick a drink back. But at one point on our playlist this week, I had accidentally put two Battlegrave songs on it. Even, bless you, my goodness.
Sorry, excuse me.
We are low grade. We don't have them sneeze protector buttons on our microphones here.
I probably could have muted my mic for a second. I didn't.
But anyway.
I was wrapped up in the sneeze.
Battlegrave. I had accidentally put 2 Battle Grave songs in our playlist for this week. So what we're going to do is play one of them tonight, and then we're going to reserve the video and the next one we're going to play for when we talk to them. So
nice. Okay.
Tonight we're going to play part 1, The Witch in the Wood, which is, I could play this whole album. I love this fucking album. I really want to talk to these guys. They're bringing it. They're doing it right. We're going to stay down under and do the song all together right now. Show them the love on the Facebook page. Show me the love on my Facebook page. Fuck all them, as a matter of fact. Yeah, you know what? For the rest of the night, fuck everybody but me. Show me the love on my Facebook page, would you? And to show you how much I appreciate it, here's some Battle Grave. Enjoy.
Oh, I don't know if you want to mention, we're going to lead right into the Finger of Doom, but we'll talk about that when we come back, maybe?
We're coming back out of the other side of this Battle Grave song with my main man Kenny and the Finger of Doom.
Yeah, look forward to that.
Enjoy all this shit.
Right.
There you go.
Okay. Nice.
The Finger of Doom points to you.
Scully and Metal-O-Mania.live. Always happy to be back, and I'm excited to get to this week's track, which brings us back to a band that we talked to over the summer, and we saw them at the Maryland Doom Fest, which we, talked about incessantly over the summer leading up to it, and that band is Castle. And in between the last time we talked to them and this time, they've released their new album, which was Deal Thy Fate, and which they were kind of on a pre-tour during the Doomfest season to start to promote that. But now they're out on their full-blown tour for this album, and it's pretty awesome. So you may remember from hearing Castle when we talked to them back then that they are much more upbeat than I think you think of with a lot of the Doom bands. A lot of driving double bass. For Doom, they're quite upbeat and on the faster side of things. But they have a great style of writing riffs that really just hook, and they have a lot of progressive elements. They will mess with timing a lot of times, they'll drop beats, they have just really interesting things going on in the songwriting and the way that they mess with their riffs and so forth. So they're really fun to listen to. If you were to just dip into them from time to time, you would always hear that it's really hard driving stuff. So it's the kind of stuff it's really more, you can bang your head to, and so not so much the laid back nodding that you get with a lot of the Doom, but this is more of, just your straightforward, running through walls, banging your head type stuff. But still firmly seated in the Doom arena. I think, a lot because of the image, the content of the lyrics, the shape and the overall tone of the riffs and the way they sound, just very ominous, and a lot of the heavy stuff as well. So they're a lot of fun to listen to, and we're happy to get back to them. So the album is Deal Thy Fate. It's been out a couple months now. The track is Red Phantom, and I really hope you enjoy it. So next week we are going to get back to the much slower side of Doom. We're going to get slow and heavy next week with a track called Grit and Pearls by a band called Broom. So we're looking forward to that as well. In the meantime, check these bands out on Bandcamp, on Facebook. Certainly follow them because they're always posting new releases, news, tour dates, and things like that, so you can follow them there. Go to the big cartels and the Bandcamps and support them with merchandise and T-shirts and so forth. That is really a big help. And follow them on Spotify. A great way to find these bands is on Spotify. You listen to it, and if you like it, you can still go to Bandcamp and Big Cartel, and you can buy their stuff. You can go out and see them on tour. That's the most important thing. Go out and see them on tour and support these bands. And we have a great, thriving underground with a ton of creativity, so let's do our part to keep it going. So thanks very much for joining us. As always a pleasure to be here. Thanks, Crypt and Scully, and until next week.
So you're saying we need to create our own Metal-O-Mania lubricant so we can send it out to our listeners for them to take a good Kenny fingering.
To be a little better prepared. Yeah, I mean, you gotta look out for your partner here.
You're making sense. You're making sense. When you're making sense, you're making sense, babe. So we'll have to
don't be afraid of the lube.
That's right. Liberal usage of lubricant
It's your friend.
Is your friend to get into tight spaces.
Yep.
Anyhow.
Well, lube never hurt nobody.
Damn right. And when
but
you throw in a finger,
lube has definitely.
You throw in a finger with some. I mean, it's not all doom. You know what I mean? Anyhow, much love to Kenny for that. That was a kick-ass jam. Castle, much love to Castle, and very cool. Just very cool. I dig that whole thing we're doing there, man. Much love to Kenny.
That one was short, huh?
Which is surprisingly,
yeah.
That was only like a 4-minute doom song.
Poor Kenny, we've given him a complex.
I know, right?
He's like, first thing he does is
every man hates to always be told how he's too long.
Yeah.
You know.
Never heard that
now
before.
We got to tell him he's too short. What? Yeah, I think you got it backwards. He loves bringing it long. He just prematurely ejaculated this week. No. No. Castle was worth it, man.
Yeah, that was
Castle
kills. So.
Very, 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 very cool.
Just happened to be a short one.
So.
But very, very killer.
And not to be overlooked, of course, that
so far, we are roughly halfway through. I mean, and so far,
I'm trying to get will the board rally with me? Can I get the people on the live board? And even if you're watching later, people who are watching that do not watch live may not realize this, but if you talk on the board, I can still see it when we go back to the board. And I'd like to hear your opinions. Or hit me up live. Hit us up live on Facebook.
If something strikes you while you're watching, just put it on there.
Yeah, go on Facebook and say, hey, man, I'm watching last week's show, and I wanted to throw my 2 cents on this thing you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'd like to hear people's feedback on all kinds of nonsensical things.
Yeah, who knows? Your feedback may get discussed on the next show.
Yeah, right. Exactamundo. And, of course, we want to talk about the gift ideas. If you have gift ideas for Metalheads, throw in your 2 cents. Those are our open discussions going on right now. We, of course, are talking about the best metal releases of 2018 over the next few weeks. I've been meaning to put the poll up for that, but honestly, I haven't had time. Who's that? Yeah, I wish it was lazy. I wish I could blame laziness. We had the big wedding to go to this last weekend, which was awesome, but it ate up the entire weekend. And then, we usually get a lot done on our weekends for the show. And, we interviewed, we went to the wire. We went to the wire this week. We were basically unprepared until today, but we pulled it off again. And here we are doing the metal thing. So, there you go.
Yeah.
But
the point of all that was what?
Well, we were talking a little bit about the Mega Cruise. It got me thinking. There was an article today that I read about Dave Mustaine and the new Megadeth album that they're working on.
Oh, okay.
And apparently, as you know, I thought Dystopia was amazing. Dystopia, to me, is a return to form. To me, it outdoes the last 3 predecessors to Dystopia, which I honestly didn't care that much for. And a lot of people I know out there agree with me on this one, that the last 3 Megadeths before Dystopia were not very highly received or, whatever. For whatever reason, it just didn't hit the mark. But Dystopia certainly did. But my understanding is Dave Mustaine is reeling back some of the political jargon for the new album. Because there is definitely some political overtones to Dystopia without question. It's almost an Orwellian view, if you would, of modern-day political landscape, from probably pretty right-wing perspective, I would say, from Dave on this one. And whatever it is, what it is. Take it for whatever it is worth to you. I'm not going to tell you what the fuck sides of the fence you want to hang yourself on, because I think you're hanging yourself no matter which side of the fence it is. It's my personal opinion. But anyway, I'll do what you do. But my understanding is Dave is reeling some of that back, and you're going to go kind of more traditional, theatrical, topical, which is funny to say because they've always been political. I mean, really, they go back. Rest in Peace is certainly a political, Hangar 18 is, kind of conspiratorial, anti-government stuff. I don't know, whatever. But
is it because metalheads are really, for the first time, probably ever, or in a very long time, split politically?
I've never seen it more split than it is. I can certainly tell you that.
We're more in line in years past with political beliefs and affiliations.
Yeah. There used to be a time where almost just saying you were a metalhead meant you were
of a
at least anti-establishment.
certain set of beliefs.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's certainly not the case any longer. Yeah, there's definitely some... The metal scene is split politically like I've never seen it in my lifetime, certainly.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. I'm not going to speak on the here.
Right, because everybody's passionate about how they feel, and as they should be.
Right, yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
So.
And who the fuck am I to tell you? I'm here to tell you what to listen to, not what to believe in.
Right.
You know, just certainly don't listen to me on that bullshit. Except to say, believe in me. I will take you to the promised land. No. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what that means, though. When the release comes out, I'm looking forward to seeing what that is. Gonzo and I went and saw the Dystopia tour together. We saw the live show when it came around, and it was amazing and fantastic, and Dave was on his game, and, you know, big time. Awesome. Return to form, in my opinion.
Right.
So.
Well, She-Wolf agrees Dystopia is epic.
Yeah, She-Wolf's a huge Megadeth fan.
Yeah,
she might want to punch me for down on the last three. So.
She said she loved all Megadeth, and they are her fucking numero uno, so.
Yeah, right on. That's how I feel about Overkill myself, so.
And Ron says, you know, and I agree, metalheads used to hate all government.
Right. It is weird what's happened now. You know, again, I'm not going to say much more than weird because I don't want to get into picking sides and fence battling and all that shit.
Did I miss the comment somewhere? Kenny says that he doesn't want none of Crip's milk and honey. Did you just say something about your milk and honey?
Too bad you're getting it. You're getting it. But yeah, it did. Well, there was a time when if you knew somebody was a metalhead, you know, I mean, I guess it was the 80s. People were very anti-Reagan in particular, certainly the punk scene. There was a punk scene built almost entirely around hating Ronald Reagan for a while there. You know what I mean? In the trickle-down economics and the political stratosphere that we were living in, and the greed is good concept. And, you know what I mean? Metalheads were very much ones to attack that viewpoint at one point in time. And I would say there's an entire culture of Reaganites that are metalheads at this point, which make whatever determination on that you wish as your own individual self. But to me, it's very surprising. To me, it's very new. It's very, something that I've not seen before.
Right.
You know, I'm not saying it's good or bad or whatever. I'm just saying it's new.
Right.
So, there you go.
Right.
All right. So, on that note, let's overpower each other with our opinions.
Oh.
What do you think? Because Overpower is a badass new band. It's a debut, by the way, so get your drink on.
Okay.
And I'm about to shock you. Are you ready? You're not even ready for this.
Okay.
It's from motherfucking Australia.
Oh my God, are you serious?
I swear. It's weird how it works, man. I swear to God, I do not
So what is that? The third one tonight, right?
That I listen entirely with my ears. I do not use a map until I've determined that they're already going to play their song, and then it falls how it falls.
And it's the fourth Australian band tonight.
There you go. Maybe it's our Down Under episode. We should have billed this one as episode 102, our episode from Down Under, including our interview. Was from Down Under. So yeah. We are bringing it to you Aussie style. And again, while we're doing that, we would be remiss in our duties as metalheads if we didn't also mention that we talked to Triple Kill out of Australia just a couple of weeks ago. We played a couple of songs off of their brand new release, which I believe is Age of Retribution or Age of Rebellion. Apologies, I don't have it right in front of me. But great album, and I've enjoyed every piece of it. And those guys are awesome. So make sure you love Triple Kill as well as we travel through their backyard tonight doing our episode of fucking Metal-O-Mania. What do you think?
Right.
So what we're going to do, this is an EP. It is, again, a debut. So we like to overdo, and they like to overpower. That's why we're going to Australia one more time. Their release is called One Mind, One Prison. Off of it, let's check out motherfucking Alien. You are welcome.
Because I like to. Because it's my property, and if I want to shove it up my ass, I can.
Disability! Slamming! Wow. A little bit of that for you, man. Overpower. Fucking Alien off of their One Mind, One Prison release. I fucking love it. I love it. It's badass. And I just got a message. I got a message on my private message from Kent from Flint. Says, dude, you were ranting about getting us on your side a moment ago on the fucking thing, and then you changed topics and started talking about politics. What the fuck am I getting ramped up for? And he's absolutely right. What was I going to... I know what it was. I was trying to get the board to line in on me. Thank you, Kent from Flint. I appreciate it. You are the man, and I am an idiot. But right, I was trying to rally the board. I was trying to rally our listeners because I want to know. Scully's putting pressure on me, guys. She wants to have an alien baby. No. She wants to cut the show from 3 hours to an hour and a half-ish.
Oh.
And I am fighting. I am resistant. I am been resistant. I'd like to hear some feedback from our listeners. Would our show be more easily digestible if it was an hour and a half at a time as opposed to the 3-hour format in which we currently run? I'd like to know your opinions. What about an hour and a half twice a week as opposed to 3 hours once a week, all at one time? You know,
2 smaller loads instead of 1 big one.
There you go. I put it on a tee and she knocks it out. Baby. Good job. And also, would you like to see us? You know, I personally am leaning towards defining the show. Like this show is very much a hodgepodge. We get a little bit of hardcore, a little bit of crossover, a little bit of thrash, and a whole lot of death. I am a fan of eventually making the death thing its own entity, its own show, disassociated with this show, making this show very much crossover thrash, a little bit of hardcore, you know what I mean, and then a death show for the death stuff, you know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Could be cool.
But I'd like to know what everybody thinks. Our current Metal-O-Mania that we give you 3 hours a week every Wednesday night, is that too much? Can you not take all of the metal that we're giving to you? Because that's what Scully's saying.
Break?
Scully's vote. Scully's coming to me all the time and saying, these fuckers can't take it. You're giving them too much. You're giving them all they got, Captain. They can't take it them all. And my thought was fucking, as soon as they say, I give, that's when you shove in a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? That's when you give them a little bit extra. That's when you show you've been hiding some in reserve.
There's something to that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there really is. I'm just saying. So, that'd be a good band name, right? Something in reserve. No, something in your back door. What are some good band names? I've been thinking on that lately. We need a good band name. We need a house band. When we do eventually have our Saturday night show, we're gonna need a house band to come in on Saturday nights and sit there and play goofy little fucking theme songs. You know, kind of the Paul Schaefer of metal type of a thing. But we need a house band name eventually, you know, and I've been kicking around a few. What do you think of these? And I'm curious to hear what people think out there in land of Oz as well.
Okay.
Let us know what you think. Give us your band names. You all know I'm a long fan of Creamy Discharge. I won't even get into that. You already know what I feel about it.
So you've already given us a handful of them along the way.
Yeah, I've given you a handful or two, honey. Creamy Discharge, you already know. But I like She Leaks. Do you like? What do you think of that one? She Leaks. No? No, is that not good?
Kind of gross.
Well, all right. Okay. All right. Well, what about penis flavored butt chunks?
I feel like I've heard that before.
Penis flavored butt chunks? What?
Maybe just because I've heard it from you.
Well, you know me, so right. Yeah, maybe you've heard me talking.
Sounds familiar to me.
What about dipped in baby?
What? Gross.
I'm just throwing these around.
You can't use that.
I don't.
For the record, you can't use that.
Spilt bioseed.
That's fine. That's good.
Spilt bioseed, right? Mm-hmm. That's pretty good, right?
Spilled bioseed.
Spilt.
Yeah.
Spilt bioseed.
Spilled.
Is spilt? Is that spilt the word or is it spilled? Is spilled the word?
Spilled.
Well, if spilled is the word, all the more reason to go with spilt, in my opinion, because it's a metal thing, right?
Spell it wrong on purpose.
Spell it wrong on purpose, goddammit. Okay. Let's go with spilt.
Can you put a Z in there?
Yeah, if you can. It'll go hardcore towards helping your band name out. What about, since I'm a fan of the late 80s, 90s stuff, what about Pauly Shore's Dead Weasel Fuckers?
Okay.
Right on?
All right. It's kind of specific. You gotta be like...
All right. That's got to be comedic pretty much across the board, is that what you're saying? Or
like a...
The Dead Weasel Fuckers.
Like it's got to be crossover first off.
Right on. You're right. I'm with you.
I'm
with you. It's got to have a crossover bend with that name.
Yeah.
Certainly.
And it's got to be, just short, quick, little, comedic
35
style,
to a minute, 15-minute songs to punch in the guts with.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think we might be on to something.
Okay.
I got one more I'll throw out there, and then I'm going to put it to the people on the board.
Okay.
So let us know what you think of a great name for our future house band, here at Metal-O-Mania. I got one more, and it's Dead on the Tarmac.
Dead on the Tarmac.
What do you think?
Have I heard that before?
I don't know.
I think you just sound too familiar to me.
I know. You
can't
even
say anything.
You know me so long, even my new ideas sound old to you.
Yeah.
Is that fucked up?
Could be.
Wow. Well, I got a few old ideas I'd like to share with you as soon as the show's over tonight, honey. So there's always
Crunchy towel.
Crunchy. Crunchy.
That's wrong.
Towel. Fucking awesome. I love it. Crunchy towel. Yeah. Damn right. You ever gotten a scab from using the wrong towel? Anyway.
No.
Anyhow, let's go to. I
better
believe.
Not have in 20 years either.
I don't know what you're talking about. What? What happened? Let's. I do believe.
Well, let's say goodnight real quick to Shebo. She's not feeling well. So
she did say she's under the bug.
Yeah, you've hung out for a while, though, so we appreciate
you being a trooper and hanging out with us, and please do get better. Catch out the rest of the show if you don't mind later at your earliest convenience. It is therapeutic. Mm-hmm. My part. Scully's part, not so much. My part, very therapeutic. Very, very medicinal.
I ignore my laugh.
Take me.
I hate when I watch the reruns and hear my laugh.
Medicinally. Anyhow. Yeah, much love. She will get better for us. I hope you feel better.
At your own risk.
Take me orally. Anally? Take me anally. I'm a suppository if there ever was one, let me tell you.
Yeah, I'm going to...
Come in at your back door. All right, anyway, we'll get on those song ideas later. We'll work on our song ideas later. Okay. So that does bring us to the Modern Retro haha for the night.
Okay.
Which, for our newbies, is 3 quick jams. The one in the middle, the two on the outside are brand new. The one in the middle is our old school jam of the week. We always play an old school jam at least once a week because we like to pay homage to where we done been from. And we throw a little bit of comedy in there for you to get you chuckling and to help you as we get into the wee dark hours of your motherfucking hump day here on Metal-O-Mania. Let's do a little bit of fucking. We're going to open this up with Fabulous Disaster. This is the second song we're going to play off of their brand new release called Off With Their Heads. We're going to play Against the Wall. These are German thrashers. This is, again, a kick-ass sophomore release. And Fabulous Disaster, much like Razgate, is a band that we played the fuck out of their first release when we first started this goofy little radio underground show 2 years ago, roughly. And I like the new album even better. I'm telling you, it's fantastic. Fabulous Disaster are doing it for the thrash scene, man. It's a bit of badassery, killer dick smackery. So enjoy all of that. We're going to play our old school jam of the week with some death. There can only be so many episodes in between playing a death song here on our show. We're going to go with Lack of Comprehension this week off of the Human release in 1991. That'll be our old school jam this week. And I know you're going to love that. And I don't want to hear about whether or not fucking Chuck would have been eventually a prog head or whatever. I don't care. Death rules. Chuck rules. Much love. Live forever. Metal fucking warrior, brother. And we're going to come out the other side with friends of ours, actually. Metal-O-Mania, who we've interviewed on the show. Death metal badasses from Luxembourg. What's cool about these dudes is they're a bunch of goddamn teachers, man. Mm-hmm. And they get together and make death metal. And it's badass death metal. And I love the fuck out of this album. The album's called Anguish. We're going to play their, this is their 4th album, by the way, so get all their fucking shit. Killer. But we're going to play the title track, of which they have a video out for right now. So we're going to play Anguish off of that on the back end of the Modern Retro. Ha-ha. So, kick back, light up your favorite whatever, crack open your favorite, and enjoy all this shit and don't go nowhere, because we got a little bit more to stick in your ear holes tonight on Metal-O-Mania, episode 102. Here you go. Enjoy.
Gentlemen, would someone help me up?
Yeah, and as we work to bring our website more and more readily available for everybody, you'll be able to find your way through the archive for interviews with bands that we've talked to, and Desdemonia is one of them. Sorry, Miss Scully, engineer, would you be so kind as to turn off that one fan as much as...
Oh, I'm sorry.
I do hate to ask to do that because... No, it's 1,000 degrees in here, and it sucks that we even have to turn it off, but it's so loud. There we go. Wow. What a difference. What a difference. But yeah, how about that fucking Desdemonia track? I fucking love those dudes, man. Badasses. Straight badasses, and I really enjoy talking to them as well, so I do strongly encourage.
Go back in the archives.
I believe it's episode 71. 71 is the episode that we talked to those guys, man, so there you go. Easier to find that way.
Right. Nice.
And very much fun, man. That Anguish release is pretty killer. Of course, we love Chuck. I'm not going to have the debate tonight about the prog shit and whatever, blah, blah, blah. Chuck is a god in my life, in my world, and in my mind, and nothing will change that. And we love death. And he's one of the godfathers of the genre, and boom. That can't be changed either. So, and of course, we opened that little Ren 1010 up with some Fabulous Disaster, man. I just dig them. They got a real Exodus kind of vibe to them, and I just love the fuck out of them for that, man. So, great things happening in the metal world, dude. And great things happening during the holiday season for the metal fans as well, including, check this out. So, in the Illinois Capitol Rotunda, okay, for the month of December, it is customary that people put their celebration type shit in the rotunda, right there in Illinois, right on the grounds, right on public grounds, basically. Okay.
Okay.
And this always consists of, you know, there's an nativity scene for the Christians, there's a menorah for Hanukkah. Well, this year there's a little something different as well.
All right, what do we got?
It's a gift from the Chicago branch of the Satanic Temple. The work is called Snaketivity, or also has been called Knowledge is the Greatest Gift. And what it is a arm holding an apple with a snake coiled around it. And it's right there on the grounds to celebrate the, you know, holiday season.
Okay.
What I do love is that knowledge is power. You know, the great original sin, of course, is to eat from the apple. The temptation of the devil is the serpent. So an allocation, you know, some kind of allegorical reference to Satan in the original sin, obviously, I would assume.
Okay.
So, but it's funny because none of the other ones have this little extra sign next to them, but this does have the extra sign next to it from the Illinois government. The state of Illinois is required by the First Amendment of the United States Constitution to allow temporary public displays in the state capitol so long as blah, 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 blah. But you get it.
They felt the need to say we had to let these
people don't give a shit. We had to do this, man. And the gist of it seems to be as soon as we can get rid of it, we will. As soon as, you know, by legal, you know, standard and definition, we can make it go away. We will certainly do so. So on that grounds, of course, I am an asshole, but I fucking think this story is hilarious.
Well, I mean,
fucking funny to me.
It's funny, yeah, but it's just like,
dickish.
Why do you feel the need to put that next to that one thing?
You know, there's much to be said that the Church of Satan is not necessarily Satanist. They don't. Many of them claim to not even believe in Satanists, but are rather atheists. But in doing their push for the inclusion of the satanic, you know, belief system, as it were, it puts a highlight on the inconsistencies of day-to-day religion, you might say. I think their goal is more to undermine,
to make fun of,
and make fun of mainstream religion, right, than to actually be satanic per se,
right?
You know, and I think most of them will be pretty candid in that being their stance. I think, but me being an old school punk, I guess, and you know, I still have a little bit of that anarchy in my brain, you know. I think it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm a douche.
Let people do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah,
Who cares?
Right.
You ain't hurting nobody.
Who gives a rat's tit? You know what I mean? I just will never understand. And again, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier with the whole dividing and the arguing and the shit like that. I see it still every day where people are, I haven't talked to my brother in 4 months because of... Why, dude? Why? For real? Is it worth it? Is your brother making law tomorrow? Is your brother going into tomorrow and writing up law? Because if not, you're wasting your fucking time and breath and energy and hate. And you know what I mean? It's just so stupid. Oh, I can't get through my day because the guy I talked to at the fucking gas station this morning is a Republican. Really? Really? You can't get through your day because of that? Can't get through? Can't make it happen, huh? All right, well, I guess if that's where you want to spend your energy, on the dude that has nothing to do with nothing political whatsoever in his day-to-day life. You know, his opinion is too much for you. Well, that's where we're at now. And I don't care what side of the fence you're on. You're all a bunch of can't take anybody else's opinion. Everyone. If you're deeply entrenched on one side or the other, you've passed the ability to hear the other person's points any longer. A long time ago. You know what I'm saying? You're all just as fucked as each other are. I don't care. So enjoy that. You know, have fun. Have fun. Live in your bunker. Anyway. Speaking of bunker, let's play some Slaughter Day.
Okay.
Under the Sun of the Nuclear Winter, of course, and that's apt. That's where we're headed. That's where this course has us going to, an eventual nuclear winter. How apt is the name of their new album? It is Countless Graves Are the Legacy of Wars. What? And this is a debut. This is a debut full-length release from these death metalers from Greece. And I'm telling you, man, if you pick up this copy of this album, because it's gonna change you. You understand what I'm saying? It's gonna change who you were yesterday, and make you something else tomorrow. You dig me? That's what Wolfman Jack of Metal was telling you. So pick it up, dump it in your ear hole, enjoy some Slaughter Day. Again, the album is Countless Graves of the Legacy of Wars. Let's check out a jam of it off right now, Under the Sun of the Nuclear Winter. I'm just saying, think how cool it would be if the show got so big and global. You know, if we keep on our trajectory, there may be a celebrity death match one day where it pits you against me. How cool would that be, huh?
Oh, I would kick your ass.
What? Give me a break.
What?
I would sit on you or something.
Well, you would, but still, I would. Yeah, I'm no match for you.
Exactly. Please. Exactly. You said it right. You're no match for me.
Oh,
See, slippage
what was that,
of truth.
Freudian, whatever.
I think for it to be Freudian, it has to have something to do with my dick. Oh. Right?
I don't know.
Well, let's talk about a Freudian slip and after glide after the show.
No, I would totally murder you for sure.
You would be ring meat. Ring meat. It would end with you. Anyway, let's just say there should be a shocker in there somewhere. So, with Celebrity Deathmatch, Scully versus The Crypt. I'm looking forward to that shit. So let's keep taking over the world to make that more likely, shall we? All right.
Yeah.
It's so hot in here,
I know, it's
Scully.
hurry up. I'm ready to go home and go to bed.
I know, it is pretty hot in here. So let's get some jams out of the way. I was going to talk a little bit about this story that somebody sent me earlier to talk about. There was I guess that Storage Wars show. I don't watch none of that shit. I know you don't watch none of it. Them Storage Wars and all the reality shows or something.
No, I don't know that one.
I guess recently on one of the episodes of Storage Wars, someone bought, sight unseen, a storage locker. Okay,
right.
You bid on it, I guess, is at least my understanding.
When somebody stops paying their bill.
Right.
Goes in auction.
Right.
Okay.
So this person shelled out $500 cash money for a storage
whatever
locker.
is behind the box.
Right, whatever's in the box, as it were. A safe is even my understanding. So $500 get the box, and from the dude is apparently somebody who sold it to him. He's one of these Storage Wars TV show guys.
Okay.
You know. So guess what the fuck's in the goddamn storage box in the locker in the safe?
Something fucking amazing. I would
$7.2 million in cash.
Whoa.
What the fuck?
That's just his now, right?
Well, there's apparently already they're battling. The dude that sold it to him wants a piece of it and blah blah blah. Yeah, there's lawyers involved and all that. So you know how it goes. Anytime there's a big fine like that, everybody's going to now raise their reason for having.
Did they open it together? I guess that's part of the
So.
gimmick.
No,
that's part of the show.
No, I don't think so. I think the word got back. It took some getting into the safe, is my understanding. Like it was like a safe within another storage locker. Like one of the things within the storage locker was a safe. So by the time they got around to doing all these things and cracking into the safe, finally they found this cash money, which was after the fact, after the whatever. So, and then news made its way back, of course, to the
at that point, fuck you. People. I'm the one that spent all the legwork to get into the safe.
I dropped $500. You said as is, bitch. Right. This is my money.
I was honestly asking, like, if the government would let them keep it. Because that's who I thought would, like, step in and fuck them.
You got to imagine, first of all, the IRS is going to want a piece.
Yeah.
If not more, somehow.
That's not your money. You haven't. That's
my question is, there's somebody missing $7.some-odd million. Well,
that person's probably dead or something.
You think? I mean, you better hope so. If you take it home, you better hope some fucking dude don't show up at your door one day like, hey, that shit you bought, that's my shit. You know.
Well, first of all, if you got $7 million and you own that safe, and you'd find a way back to it. You're not just losing it. So it's probably somebody's gone.
How do you know? How do you know?
Well, aren't those how most of those go to? Like,
say my name is Freddie Carmine Lavino, okay? Mm-hmm. And I work for fucking, Johnny Sharks. And I'm running money for him, and I decide one day I'm going to skip town with the $7 million fucking run I got. So I stick it in a fucking bin so I can lay the groundwork for getting the fuck out of town. When in the meantime, something happens to me. Now my money's just sitting there. Nobody knows that shit is there until much later.
Until you're dead, probably, right?
Until you're dead. But just because you're dead doesn't mean the person you stole it from. So now you know, Johnny Sharks is like, somebody got $7.2 million over there. Isn't that where a dude died and disappeared and my money disappeared? That's my money.
That's what I'm saying. Whoever opened the safe for him narked him out, because if that had been me, I wouldn't have told anybody about that shit. Secret. Right. Funnel that into your shit.
Honey,
secretly,
I love you, but I wouldn't even have told you. It's like I'm just playing.
Wow. Shut me up quick, huh?
I'm just kidding. I'd tell you, but see, that's just it. I would only tell you, but people would know. Because we'd be gone for a month.
Instantly change,
you know, right?
Right.
Send you postcards, bitch.
Did you say
here we
70?
are with episode 130 of Metal-O-Mania on this cruise ship here.
Right.
You know.
No, fuck that. I wouldn't do it anymore. I'm sorry. I love you guys, but...
Did
you say 72 million or 7.2 million?
7.2 million. Why?
I mean,
is that not enough?
I mean, right.
That ain't enough, huh? Can't do it for 7 million.
Right.
Nah, fuck all that. Not even worth it.
Well, it is, though, the difference between like running off and like abandoning your life or not.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, honestly,
yeah.
I wouldn't do that for
700 million. You can make
72 million.
You scoop up your family, and you might be able to disappear and make that work. 7 million.
No.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, you might.
You make that in a career,
somebody's
like
gonna
in your
find
lifetime,
you.
right? Like
Somebody's
gonna
find you and want it.
What do you work for 50 goddamn years? You know.
Wow. Okay, so moving on.
Okay.
Moving on from that, I find a suitcase. How come every time I find a suitcase, there's just like shitty underwear in them? I don't, you know.
Well,
when I went to Storage Wars and shit, you know, I ordered shittyunderwear.com off of.
Okay.
Anyway.
Maybe why.
Okay, let's play some I Am, shall we? This is another band I've been telling everybody out there for a little bit now. I've been telling you about their most recent release. It's called Hard to Kill. They are some Texas death metalers. I think this fucking album is straight the fuck up badass. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm going to give you reason number 2 right here to fucking pick it up. And then, you know what? I'm going to stick that in your asshole. And I'm going to play some Except One right behind it. So enjoy all. And they're from Paris. So we're going to go from Texas to Paris. Boom, boom. A right, a left, a one. Take this 2-piece to the chops. Here you go. Enjoy.
All right, ready?
Burn from heaven's gate. Crimes.
What the fuck's happening? Oh, man. Oh, man, I shot Marvin in the face.
And just like that, you've been kicked in the dick by metal. I told you, always ready, motherfucker. Question my readiness. But yeah, how about that shit, huh? A little 1-2 fucking kick in the face from I Am and Except One. Both badass bands. Both fucking killing it. Man. killing it. Making the scene heavier, badasseried, and batheried. Right? All right. Good stuff. So how are you tonight, Scully? You hanging with me, babe? I know we're on the surface of the sun doing this thing. I get it.
Yep. I'm alive. I'm well. I'm doing okay.
We're melting. I'm not sure why we have to do the show from a sauna. Again, word to everybody out there, it does not matter how cold it is outside. You only have to turn the heat up to a certain thing. It's not diametric. You know what I mean? Because it's colder outside doesn't mean you turn the heater up even more. The heat is on 174 in here. I mean, what the fuck? It's not freezing outside. It's not even freezing outside.
It's actually not even that cold. Yeah.
What the fuck? I am sweating. I am melting away.
I am
near miserable in here.
Zombie zone.
Well, and towards the end of a show like this, that's a fucking 3-hour show. Towards the end of the show, it takes something out of you. I feel a little beat down on at the moment. I feel a little fucking run down. I feel like we've been in here all day taking punches to the fucking chin.
I know. Have we lost our pep?
I hope not. I hope not. I wonder if the overall effect is that.
Everybody like, geez, these guys are...
I know. They look like they've been in a desert and fucking run a marathon. What's going on? Where's the energy?
I could use the water.
They're playing metal and they have no energy. Yeah, and dude, it's because holy fuck me in a church. It is killing me in here. It is fucking hot. It is so hot. It is so hot. Why is it
You
so
keep
hot?
yelling. I think it's like not good for the speakers.
Why is it so hot? For anyhow. Ugh.
That's the way it is.
Some things will have to change. Anyhow, so but I'll tell you what else is hot. The playlist is hot. These are some kick-ass jams, man. I'm
Yeah.
so proud of the bands that we're representing tonight. You guys should be loving them. I hope you're on their website pages and their Facebook pages and their Tweeter this and their Twinkle that and their face plant, instant fuck, titty rape,
Just
fucking
get
whatever
there
the
and
fuck
show
they
'em
do.
some love.
You know, show them the fucking love, man.
Support them.
Damn right. Support the bands.
Yep.
They're worth it.
They want to buy presents for their family too.
Oh shit! And if they're fucking
They need
jamming,
money.
they'll be making you more music. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I want to buy their
It's
music.
a cycle, guys. They need your money
Oh.
to buy instruments and produce albums
Right.
that you're gonna buy and enjoy, and
then
you know,
it's a cycle
have
of metal
have
instead
good,
of
happy
cycle of
moment,
life.
moments too.
Right.
you
Instead
know?
of cycle of life, it's a cycle of metal. You need to
Which
write a
is
song
the
called the
cycle
Cycle of Metal. Oh. No sure words ever have been spoken. Than Scully on episode 102 on Metal-O-Mania, as told to you right now by Wolfman Jack of Metal, The Crypt. All right. Anyway,
I don't think
forgive
you
me
should steal
for my
that.
flights of fancy. It is so hot in here. Did I mention it's hot in here? All right, we're moving on. We're moving on. What is up next, honey? What do we got next?
The Blank Standard.
Oh, see, and again,
And that's not the name. That's not like fill in the blank with whatever word you want to use. That's the name.
how do you know?
Standard.
Have you talked to the guys on Blank Standard? Maybe that was their intent. How do you know their intent wasn't to walk out and be like, "Here's the blank, y'all fill it"?
Well,
How
I
do
did
you
not
know?
say what the
How
band's
do you
intent
know?
was.
Oh, all right, yeah, but
I was
it
just
probably
saying
wasn't
what
that.
my
They're filling
intent
in the
was
blank. I'm
by
telling.
saying the word blank there.
No, were you making it? Were you talking about me being stupid again?
Now we are.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right, but anyway, these dudes are from Chicago. They are badasses. There's a groove to their death thing, which, as you know, I'm a big fan of.
Right.
And that's why this is the second song we're going to play off this new release from them as well, man. I feel like
Tonight's been the revisit, huh?
It really has. It's kind of been a reinforcing episode. 102 has been a reinforcing.
Well, that's cool. You had so
We've
much new
reinforced.
stuff coming that
Right.
you had to put the first feelers out there. Now
Right,
it's like a
right,
revisit,
right.
just to remind you guys. And make
Don't
sure.
forget about these bands. And it does feel like that. If there's any one thing about our show that I sometimes lament, is that fact. Like sometimes I'm 3 weeks past, a triple kill element or interview, for instance, and I'm like, oh man, we had a little affair with those guys, man. That was nice. And now they fuck, you know what I mean? Now it's all over and fuck.
Time goes by really fast.
And Angerhead, and what happened to those guys? And Power Trip, man. It seems like 5 minutes ago we were interviewing Power Trip, and they were about to take over the world, and they've certainly done that,
Yeah.
and it's pretty cool.
Hopefully
But it
they
does
remember us.
flow by, you know what I mean? Right.
Right.
So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. And I can tell you this, too. We got some Bray Road coming up. I've been in contact with Craig. We got a lot of great things coming out, as a matter of fact, that I can't wait to share with everybody. We got the Sanctum Defile, although I'm not going to tell their story. They had a real bad computer malfunction, which really set them back. Super sorry to hear that, but we are looking forward to the Sanctum Defile album. We have some brand new Bray Road coming out. We're looking forward to that. There's some brand new Criminal Element getting ready to come out. We're looking forward to that. There's, lots of bands are sending us some things to check out on the down low until it's ready to go. My man Handchuck, Matt Handchuck from Rectify, has sent us some stuff to check out, which is badass. And as soon as we get the okay to play it for you guys and gals out there, we certainly will. So there's a lot of great things on the horizon. And speaking of some great interviews, we're going to have Ron Barron's going to be talking to Ryan Taylor. Ron is going to be talking to Ryan. We have some, hopefully we're going to be talking to Battlegrave. We have some other interviews we're hopefully setting up, Disgrace and Terror. We're hoping to talk to those guys. So lots of great things are happening on the next few months of Metal-O-Mania.
Nice. Make sure you're here, guys.
Fuck
Tune
yeah.
in.
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah. So we're almost done for the night. We got a couple more jams for you. Again, this one is the Blank Standard. It's a self-titled debut release from these Chicago badasses. And it's reason number 2 the Metal-O-Mania is giving you to pick it up, get a hard copy, and tell them that you love them. This song is called Dump Truck Full of Zombies. Fucking right. Metal out. And that's why starting tonight we're going to do the thing where on our last break of the show, which is this one, we're going to let someone who's been hanging out with us all night and watching the show all night win something. What do you think?
Okay.
If someone's been hanging out with us all night on the show, give us something that you learned from watching the program early tonight. And you can pick what it is, You can throw out a little thing on the chat board there that lets us know you've been hanging with us all night long, and you can get your very own copy of the motherfucking Hammerhead release, Essence of Iron. Essence of Iron, and your very own Metal-O-Mania t-shirt. So, if you would like a Metal-O-Mania t-shirt and your copy of the Hammerhead, again, the Hammerhead release is the Kansas City Brothers, 16, 14, and 12 years old. Just put it out an album called Essence of Iron. You can get a t-shirt and your copy of Hammerhead. If you've been hanging out with us all night long for the whole 3-hour broadcast, give us something you heard early in the show, share it on the chat board, and we'll throw you some motherfucking swag.
Nice.
All right, cool. So I've had a good time tonight here, Scully. Have you?
Were we just going to say something? I forgot what it was already.
Something about the board?
I don't remember. Maybe it'll come back to me.
Something about how much you love me?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sure that's it.
It must be. You know, we're moving in on 20 years, Miss Scully.
Yeah.
Right around the corner from 20 years, you and I. So, you're welcome. Okay, but anyway, moving on. We did have a good show tonight, though. It was a lot of fun. I enjoy everybody. Thank you for coming and chatting with us live on the board. Again, if you are someone who watches the show after the fact, if you do watch the show on demand, do not let that be a reason to not reach out to us. We still see what you say. We can be reached on Facebook. We can be joined. And I do want to reach out to everyone to implore you to grab a metalhead this week. Let's all grab a metalhead that is not a current Metal-O-Maniac and put them in the group and send them down their path towards us fucking up their brains like we're working on doing to all you guys that hang out with us every week already. So let's do it as a group, as a bigger and bigger group. World domination, we will settle for nothing less. And on that note, we're going to get the fuck out of here tonight. What do you got?
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. That starts this week, right? Yeah, before.
Today.
Yeah, today. Oh, shit. Well.
Or yesterday, but yeah.
Oh, Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah to our Jewish listeners out there. Happy Hanukkah. So, yeah, right on. And I guess we'll be seeing a lot of new holidays coming down the pike over the next few weeks. So, happy all that stuff. Mm-hmm. We don't care who you are, where you're from, or whatever. Happy days to you ahead is what we wish and hope for you all. And let them be filled with metal. And on that note, let's close out our show with some metal, man. I got turned on to these cats by our very own Mike Bozier of Oblivion Studios and of Snipers of Babel, a fan favorite for many of our Metal-O-Maniacs out there. And the band is Split Cross. Split Cross. They are from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, right here on the East Coast. Just a couple miles up the fucking 95. And they have just put out an album called Rise of Discontent. And, man, all I'm going to say is none of you are ready for it. You're not ready. You might think you're ready. You might have put on your neck brace already. You might have put little paddings on the walls to keep you from tearing up your furniture. And you're still not ready. And that's the reason we're going to close with it. Specifically for that reason. Badass. And, again, the album's called Rise of Discontent. We're going to close with the song Deception off of it. Any last words, Miss Scully, before we get out of here for the week?
Night.
There we go. Good night. We're going to go and jam. We will be back next week to do more metal. Please come on back and hang out with us. Until then, much love, much metal. Episode 102. We're out of here. A little bit of Split Cross. Deception.
I was so normal. This is Riley from Power Trip, and Metal-O-Mania kicks ass.
This is Lawrence Campbell from Trader out of Germany. You're listening to Metal-O-Mania with the Crypt.